Bass player, but I do have this crappy bass laying around. What I just played for you was an Oliver amplifier from the early 70s. Let me put this off real quick. Get all the static going from that amp. So a little bit about Oliver amplifiers. Jess Oliver worked for Ampeg back in the 60s. He was a very brilliant engineer who designed one of the most famous bass amps of all time, the Ampeg B15. And there are probably some other models that he created as well. So Jess Oliver probably left Ampeg, I don't know, maybe in the late 60s. He wasn't being properly compensated for his contribution to Ampeg. And so he started Oliver Sound Company. And this is one of his creations here. It is called the G-150R model. This amplifier is actually a bass amp and a guitar amp all in one. All vacuum tube, pair of 6L6 output tubes. If I had to estimate, I'd say it's every bit of 40 watts because of the high plate voltage that this amp is operating at. It's got a solid state rectifier. All tube preamp. It's got some very unusual preamp tubes, which those amp guys out there that know Ampeg, they use some very unusual preamp tubes. It has a 15-inch eminence speaker in it, and has a reverb tank for the guitar channel. By the way, it's two channels here. The bottom channel is the bass channel. There's only three controls, tone controls, or volume and tone controls. We've got volume, we got bass and treble. Very simple. Okay. The tone stack on the guitar is, you got volume, you got bass, middle, treble, and you've got like ultra high, which I have turned all the way down. For guitar, it's just, that's not even, no, you don't want to use that. It also has reverb, and it has tremolo. So it can do a lot of cool things. Now, I had the volume cranked up on the guitar channel when I was first playing the Steve Vai song. So that was the pure tube overdrive that you were hearing from this amplifier. So yeah, it can get really gnarly. Cool amp. It's a closed back design. It does have a small port in the front of the cabinet to get some of those frequencies to kind of scoop out and come out the bottom. What else can I tell you about it? Oliver amps, they're kind of rare. You don't really see these. This is probably going to be one of the only YouTube videos for these amps. So I wanted to make sure that I put something out there for people that if you come across one of these, it's probably going to need some work, but I highly recommend you find a really good amp guy, especially somebody who's familiar with Ampeg circuits, because this thing here does some weird stuff. Looking at the schematics, my friend Dave and I were looking at it, and we were kind of perplexed by it. By the way, my friend Dave Gaggiotti, he gets the credit for restoring this bad boy. I knew I wouldn't have time, anytime in the near future to put the work into this, because I've just got too many other projects in the fire. So Dave is a really, really smart Ampeg guy. He's a bass player, guitar player. He knows Ampeg very well. So I thought he'd be the perfect guy to restore this. And Dave, I want to thank you for a job very well done. Fantastic work. So the thing's been cleaned. The speaker was checked out. Like, all the tubes were tested. I think we did put some different 6L6s in it from what was in there, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong on that. However, it's been fully restored, and I think it sounds wonderful. I love how it sounds cranked up. It's a great pedal platform amp too. You can, if the volume's too high, you can turn the volume down and use drive pedals on it, and it sounds really good. But the reverb in it's pretty cool. You don't want to turn it up a whole lot because it gets kind of full on here pretty quick, like a lot of Fender amps do. So anyhow, I'll probably come back and do another video later when I get some more time to kind of play with the volume and tone controls, get it dialed in where I like it. Maybe I'll play my Strat through it and get some Stevie Ray Vaughan tones through it. With it having a 15-inch speaker, that's a big plus. Stevie played like the early Vibroverb, the Blackface Vibroverb amp that had a 15 in it, so he could really get a lot of bottom end out of the Strat. So that'll be fun. Maybe we'll play with that on the next video. So anyway, just want to do a quick down and dirty on the Oliver G-150R tube amplifier. Anyway, if you've got one of these, or if you've ever heard one, or if you're in the market looking for these, I highly recommend, if you can get your hands on one for a good price, absolutely steal it and get it to an Ampeg and get them to restore it and get it right. You'll have a great amp for life. So anyway, you guys have a good night. Thanks for stopping by.